Welcome to another edition of Friday at 4:20. I'm Mike Neighbors, your host for the next 40 minutes as we try to entertain you with some great local comics from the Hamilton area. And on top of that, a special guest in the studio today, along with two of our infamous local comics. So let's start by introducing our panel right off the top. I always like to go to my far right. He sits on the far right. Yes, he's our local fascist, ladies and gentlemen, Patrick Capolino.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Patrick. How are you?
Very good.
Okay, very good. All right, excellent. I asked again. Sitting next to Patrick, as he always does, it's my good friend, George Zontanos.
Tikanis.
Take a knee, my friend. Take a knee. We have somebody here who can actually interpret what Tikanis means.
Yes.
You learned it from this man.
Yes.
We've spoken about him on the show before. You dragged him in, kicking and screaming. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to George Zontanos' father.
Hello.
Hello, George.
Hi, how are you?
We are very good. How are you?
Very good.
We asked George, we said, be nice and loud. You're nice and loud. Good job. It's great to meet you, George.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Let's just clarify, because we've spoken a lot about Manolis and his relationship with you. So I want to ask you, what a pain in the ass he was growing up.
Was I a big problem?
No.
No, I know. I was in a pain in the bum.
Go ahead.
A little bit?
Yeah.
A little bit? Sometimes.
Sometimes,
You
yeah.
get in a little bit of trouble. Yeah.
The trouble is that's trouble all the time.
Trouble all the time. That's awesome. Yes. Well, he causes us a little bit of trouble too, but we still love him. Yeah. You still love him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. You talked to me a little bit about cooking. You love to cook, right?
Cook. Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
I'm special. I love it.
You love it.
Oh, yeah.
What's your...
Because I got one fit to the Manoli.
You forget to feed the Manoli.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he eats well. I was going to say. What's your favorite thing to cook?
Anything that's for the Greek food, that's got it. Most of the Greeks, they like it, the fish and chickens and
lots of chicken.
that stuff,
We love it.
Yeah, it's
very
good.
Very good.
Yeah, make it that ospria, that's fasolia. You got it?
Fasolia?
Yeah.
You know what? I actually have, there's a couple of restaurants I've been to that weren't Greek restaurants, but the cook was Greek. The chef was Greek, and they were so good.
Yeah.
I think Greek people just naturally know how to cook.
Oh.
Does it come natural?
Yeah. My cousin, my friend, my cubaro, he got a good restaurant in Sagathris, Joe Feta. I don't know if you know that one. He got a nice...
Joe Feta
in St. Catharines.
Sagathris, Lake Street, I think so, huh?
Yeah.
Something like that there.
Lake Street, Joe Feta, and it's a friend of yours.
Yeah.
It's my godfather.
His godfather Manoli, that's got everyone, the family, everything, that's Greek food.
Okay, so
you
Joe
never
Feta.
Forget if you go there.
We have to go to, You know what? We should all go right after the show. I think we should all pile in. It's on Manolis. All right, well, what do you say we play our game? We've actually created some very special topics for this round of Friday at 4:20. These are all related to parenting. Seemed like a good idea with a parent in the house. And, of course, Patrick, you're a parent. I'm a parent. Manolis has been parented. So we all have some experience in this. So I'm going to get George. If we get George to Plinko for us.
Yeah, I'll put it here.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. There it comes. What number?
12.
Yeah, 12.
12. 12. All right. George, this topic is for you. I want you to tell me something that parents today get wrong, something that you think parents today don't do right.
What do you think parents...
I think so. My idea, you got to too much spoil the family, the boys or girls.
Yep, you're spoiling them too much.
You spoil too much.
Okay.
You got everything.
Yeah,
because I remember I'm kids. You know, I don't have nothing. Absolutely nothing. The guys got it today, everything, but never they say thank you.
Yes, they don't even say thank you. No, they just get everything given to them.
Yeah, he need more and more, you know.
And so you think you did that right with your boys?
That's the first one.
You didn't spoil them.
Did you spoil me?
Sure. No, that don't so much this guy, but no.
Manolis, tell me something. Now, you're not a parent.
I'm not a parent.
But you've thought about parenting. I mean, you're certainly, you've thought about how you were parented. What do you think? Well, one thing that you see parents today, when you see kids today running around, what's one thing you think parents get wrong?
I think parents, I think they should not, I don't think kids should be allowed to have phones.
Oh, phones.
I don't think they should be allowed to have the internet till maybe 14.
Okay. All right.
I know it's crazy, right?
Well, 14 it becomes necessary.
But it's just I think there's two think about us. Like you get home and you just get on Facebook and you're like, next thing you know, it's like an hour and a half and like we're like, why am I not wearing any pants?
Too much screen time, right?
Yeah, it's too much screen time. But
why are you not wearing pants?
Yeah, exactly. Even now. My dad bought me, when I was a kid, a Barbie doll. I don't remember that. You bought me?
I remember, yeah.
I remember he's smiling over here, yeah.
He thought it'd be funny, like, he think it'd be funny, like, oh, I buy, I think his friend at work gave him, oh, you have 2 girls? No, I have 2 boys. Oh, give them this. It's like, off, like the cheap version of Barbie.
like a knockoff.
It wasn't even the real knockoff.
It was a knockoff.
And then another time he came home, remember you come home with a raccoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think a raccoon would have been a good idea for a pet. I was 12 years old. I'm like, what is this?
Where did you get a raccoon, George?
Where'd you get the raccoon?
Where did the raccoon come from?
I catch him up in the backyard, you know.
You pull him in the backyard. I got a pet for the boys.
Yeah.
But I was 12 years old. And look, I got you a raccoon. It's a pet. I'm like, I can't keep this, right?
Yeah.
I think your dad has a really good sense of humor.
No, you give me that. I give you that ride to airport, huh?
Oh, that's now. Yeah, I give you. You give me right to airport. You catch a raccoon, eat your grapes, and then
eating your grapes.
I wash them up and I put the van inside.
Right.
And he bring the suitcase to go inside. Okay, come on, go. What's the matter, you? What are you going this on? You say to me, you want to go with you?
Yeah.
What's the matter? You're crazy. Take it to one bar for a garage, go inside, you know. I say, come on, go. You think I take it with me to Halifax, to Newfoundland, the raccoon? Why not? What's wrong?
Take the raccoon with you.
Yeah.
You're going on the road.
You go to the airport up. I say, no turning right. Go straight. Go a little far. I open. I leave you free. The raccoon is good.
Because my dad thought if we dropped the raccoon off like by the Hamilton airport,
right,
he's getting rid of me and getting rid of the raccoon. That he thought the raccoon wouldn't find its way back to his backyard and to eat his grapes that he made.
Because it's been eating his grapes.
Yeah, so he bought a raccoon trap and he caught one. So yeah, my dad there's a forest behind my dad's house and there's like no raccoons anymore.
Yeah, you got all the raccoons.
All of them.
We moved them all out. Patrick Capolino, tell me one thing do you think parents today are, when you are a parent today, you have a young child. What's something you see fellow...
I do wrong?
No, or fellow... Yeah, sure. One thing you do wrong or fellow parents, something you think you think they're maybe getting wrong. They should try something different.
I'm always amazed how many times when we're at the park, how many parents just bring their kid to the park and then that's where their involvement stops. They don't pay attention or play with their kids.
Yeah,
which is odd to me.
Completely, like just you go.
Yeah,
I'll sit here.
Exactly. But they're not paying attention. Like their kids could disappear. I don't know how many times. And then the other kids see me playing with my daughter, and then their parents are ignoring them. So then they come to me.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden I've got like 4 kids I don't know wanting to play with us. Which is fine until they start climbing things, and then I think they might hurt themselves. But I don't want to. Like the moment I go to grab their kid to make sure they don't fall is when their parents are gonna.
Now you're the local pervert. Yeah.
So I just leave them alone. But
I've seen that, and I recall the same thing happening to me when I would go to the park with the kids, and the same thing. And you'd kind of be looking around, and you go, like, you're not paying attention? Your kid is literally hanging now,
or you can't find the parents,
or you can't find them, or they're on their phone, or they've wandered. What?
Yeah.
You know what? I absolutely agree, and you have to interact with your kids.
Yeah.
Just the way George interacted with Manolis, right?
Yeah, get him a raccoon.
Says, I set him up. You want a pet? I set you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other people get fish. I get an actual.
You got an actual raccoon.
Yeah.
All right, let's Plinko again. Manolis, your turn to drop the Plinko puck. We'll get our next topic going. Friday at 4:20, our special guest, it's George Zontanos, the father of Manolis. What number?
Number 1.
Number 1. Topic number 1, Manolis. This is the all the parenting topics for today. What's the most important meal of the day?
Oh, the most important meal. We were talking about this on the way here. Remember?
Yeah.
It was like the most important meal of the day is breakfast. What?
Do you believe it's the most important meal?
I always liked eating breakfast, but now because what you say about breakfast, you say when you were a kid, no one believe you.
Yeah, see.
You here on the way here, you say about breakfast. You say you got to eat. When you were a kid.
Is breakfast the most important meal?
Yeah, that's important to eat them up that one. If you don't got that one, you don't work the brain.
Oh,
If
you don't
eat
work the
it,
brain, right.
Yeah, you don't worry about for the lunch. You eat the breakfast.
Eat the breakfast.
Yeah.
You can skip lunch.
Yeah, you got it fine.
Right?
You say to me, like when you be in kid, all your friends have the little coffee and you no believe you, they come to your house, see how big your breakfast you eat. Remember?
I can remember that one exactly.
You say to me 10 minutes ago that in the car. You say your friend don't believe you. They come see you.
They didn't believe that you ate a big breakfast. You don't remember that?
Anyways, you say big breakfast. That's the most important, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I say that one there. Important that one got a breakfast.
Got to get the
every
breakfast.
morning.
The one of the reasons that I asked the question is that, breakfast being the most important meal of the day was actually cooked up by a cereal company. That's where that came from, and it was never a scientific or a medical study. It was a cereal company that came up with the idea that breakfast was the most important meal of the day. So it is interesting that people have bought into that, and it makes some sense, right? To fuel yourself up for a day, for being busy. Patrick, what's your most important meal of the day?
Well, I've gotten a horrible habit of eating right before bed now.
Oh, right before bed is the most important meal of the day.
That's my most important meal of the day. The 1 a.m. pizza pockets and bag of chips.
Oh, you got to fuel up for sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. I know what you mean. I hear you. I don't eat breakfast, so I skip breakfast.
Why is that?
It's a fasting diet. So if I eat a nice big dinner and then I don't eat again until lunchtime the next day, so now 12 hours has passed and I've been fasting. My body has been using up all of the energy.
You eat twice a day.
I eat twice a day. I eat a medium-sized lunch and a really big dinner. Like really big.
Nice.
And no late-night pizza pockets right before the head hits the pillow. All right. And, George, you would say breakfast is the most important, right?
For me, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for my kids, too.
And he's going to answer for you.
I got to fight with Emmanuel if got the breakfast. Why you not eat that one?
Yeah.
I'm not hungry. I know I see you're hungry, you eat it.
Yeah, I don't care if you're hungry. You're going to eat. If George cooked it, you're going to eat it. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Let's Plinko. Here we go. Patrick Coppolino, drop a puck. Let's see where we land on this special Father's edition of Friday at 4:20. Number 4. Here we go. Number 4. Boom. One thing you could change, if there was one thing you could change about Canada, what would it be, Patrick Coppolino?
The weather.
The weather. It's too easy. The weather. Is that the only thing you would change about Canada? Is there anything else about this? We all agree this is the greatest country in the world to live in, but that doesn't mean there aren't things that could be fixed about it. There aren't things could be improved.
I think dental should be included in our health care.
Dental along with, right, that's a very good one, actually. Yeah. That's very, very important. There's a lot of people, I think so many people have dental coverage through work or whatever that they don't even think about the fact that there's a lot of people
who
don't have it, don't have coverage, and how expensive it is.
Oh yeah,
it's like to try to keep up on keeping your teeth.
Yeah. And when you see how much your heart health and stuff is related to your oral health, I don't know why it's not included.
It should be included. All right, well we'll work on that. So Manolis Zontanos, what would you like to say is the one thing you would change about Canada if you could?
American comedians are allowed to just come to Canada and perform.
Oh,
okay. They don't have to get any paperwork. Where we have to get like a green card, and like a green card could cost up to like $10,000. Just so we can be legally in America, like telling jokes. So I would say that before dental. So, but Canada's doing it right. The states yeah, Canada's doing it right. I mean, states need to let us in, like to tell
Or at least put Canada needs to not let them in until the U.S. decides to play fair.
Yeah,
right?
that would be a good idea, but I don't think the states would care.
So you can't so you can't go down and you have to get a green card in order to go to the States to perform.
Yeah, for money, for some type of paperwork. If I want to just be there for a long period of time and live off your art, you have to get a bunch of paper, a visa, green.
Right.
And it's expensive. Where they could just the Americans just saunder right in and just chill.
To come up here, do
No
what they
worries,
want.
man.
Right. Okay. Excellent. Well, that's very interesting. George, you're an immigrant to this country.
Yeah.
You came here a long time ago. What year did you come here?
1960.
1960.
1960.
So he's been here since 1960. You love Canada. It's a beautiful place. Is there something you would change about Canada if you could? Something you would like to see done differently?
For the beginning, for now, a lot of change.
Yeah, there's been a lot of change. Yeah.
Beginning, that's very worse. The jobs and the pay and everything.
Okay.
The houses, everything.
Yeah.
But now, very good. The number one. No another country like that.
No other country like Canada.
No.
You don't want to change anything.
No.
What about the weather?
The weather, that's better for 1960. Before 1960, got 8 months winter.
8 months of winter in 1960.
Yeah,
It's
it's
been warming up a little bit.
That's beautiful. No complaint.
No complaint at all. That's fantastic. All right. It was way colder in 1960.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was bad. It was bad. All right. Here we go. It's time for George to Plinko. You want to drop that?
I'll drop it.
Okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
Drop one. Here we go.
Number 8.
Friday at 4:20, number 8. Our special guest, George Zontanos, the father of Manolis. You can see him on, he's quite a social media guy because you share lots of videos.
He doesn't know it, though.
He doesn't know it. There's some great videos of George online. Thoughts on, so George, your thoughts on punishing a child. What do you think is fair if your child does something wrong? What is your advice on correcting their behavior, making them better?
If I know how you,
Yeah.
what do you think is the best way to make me be good?
I never hear my kids.
No.
Never. Because you listen to me what I say, But, no go out today.
Right. They listen to you.
Stay home. Because, and after that one, you grow, it's got it free.
He's got a... Did you pick up on that, Manolis?
Yeah, I got all that.
Yeah?
Man. Yeah.
What did he say?
Oh, you didn't get that?
I didn't get that, no.
Oh, he's like, you do what you if I say something, you listen, but when you get older, you do it. Then you be free. You do whatever you want.
Oh, okay, yes.
But,
I see. Be free. Okay, that was the part I didn't
when
get.
I was a kid,
Yes.
he had this thing where didn't matter. Once it got dark out when we were a kid, we had to be home.
Sure.
So we'd be playing in the neighborhood because there's no internet back then. And my dad had this whistle, and he'd do his own whistle, and then it didn't matter. The whistle was crazy. The crappy part of this whistle was it didn't matter where you were. I could be a mile away,
and you would hear.
You could hear the whistle. My friends would all be like, "Oh, you gotta go home, bud."
They would hear Dad's whistle.
Yeah. Do you remember the whistle?
Yeah. I got it in the washroom downstairs. You see?
It's in the washroom still downstairs. I got the whistle.
I got it.
Just in case. Yeah. That's awesome. That was great. That worked great. The whistle worked wonderful to bring them home.
Sure.
You hear the whistle, you come home. Right?
And he'd never hit me, but he would have the belt.
Threaten, sure.
He threatened me, and then I'd be like, okay, and then everything.
Sometimes kids understand a little bit of fear. Right? I mean, there's got to be something there other than just, I'm going to be mad at you. And it's like, I really don't care if you're mad at me. I've certainly, I know, I remember times, and I don't know, Patrick, if you've had a situation like this, but I remember times with my kids when they were younger, and I've gotten upset about something, and I've been yelling at them, and I've obviously overreacted. And now I'm screaming about something that was really stupid. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to have to apologize when I'm done yelling here. I'm going to have to peel this one back a little bit. Because you get a little, you're trying to make sure they're safe. That's the most important thing is they got to listen to you so they're safe.
Kids don't realize they have this thing. It's like, oh, I'm just going to try to I'm gonna try to kill myself now. And like as a parent, you're like, I'm trying to keep you alive.
I'm trying to keep you alive till you're 18, and then you're free.
I was like, I think I might have been 12 years old. I remember. I just once I realized that I could get on the roof without a ladder, I was always on the roof, and right. And then the neighbors would call my dad and say, "Your son's on the roof."
Right.
And like looking back, I would go if I had a 12-year-old son on the roof, I'd go, "What are you doing?" Like
what did you do, George? When he was on the roof, what did you do?
I come down.
Come down right now.
He jumped for the roof.
He jumped.
I would jump off the roof too. Like I thought I was Rambo.
Manolis, tell me something about what you think about corrective behavior for children. I mean, obviously, people debate it. There are still some people who use corporal punishment, who would spank a child or whatever. What do you think about how you correct, how you get that?
Well, I think the best way to do it for especially with their becoming teenagers, just threaten them with the internet. Like you're going to
take the internet away.
Oh yeah, cut it off. But I think if I was me, and I've said this to my nephews because like sometimes they don't listen to my brother, right? And I say, you're lucky you have your dad. If you were my kids, and I love because you always say that, right?
Yes.
But this would be my plan. I'm like, okay, if you guys let me know, are you guys going to listen to me or not? Because if you're not, I'm going to sell the house and I am going to Mexico.
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I'm going to leave. What do you want to do? And because I like to do things out of spite a lot of times. And if they're like, yeah, whatever, Dad, I'd be like, oh no, he left. He actually left.
One of the things about taking the internet away, it was actually a meme I saw, but I thought it was just brilliant. What they talked about was, don't take your child's device away. Take away the charger and watch their eyes as the life drains out of their device. That's
awesome.
That's
Slow
really,
torture.
really, really awesome. Patrick, what do you think about corrective behavior for a child? How do you get the most out of a kid?
I have a joke where I talk about how you shouldn't be allowed to hit your own kids, but you should be allowed to hit other people's kids.
I have heard that joke, and I have agreed with that.
I think that works because it's like, yeah, if kids understood that anyone can hit them,
there'd be a whole different kind of kid out there, right?
Yeah, but no, I don't know. In my specific situation, I know everyone likes to think their kid's a great kid, but
right.
I have a great kid.
Right.
Like, she's so well behaved, but she's also got me wrapped around her finger, so I haven't had to
freak
out on her at all yet. But I don't know. There's a fine line between having your kids respect you and fear you. Mm-hmm. They're obviously very different things.
Sure.
But with my daughter, I think I don't know. I give her enough that if she is out of line, she'll know based on my behavior, and then she'll feel bad about it. So
yeah, I think so. I think
it's better to have them respect.
I think it's communication. I think I know one of the things I employed was I would take my child into their room or whatever, and I would sit in the room with them, and I would talk to them until they begged me for forgiveness. I would just keep talking until they got the message that this wasn't going to fly, right? So, and luckily I can talk for hours on end without stop. All right, whose turn is it to Plinko?
Mine?
Yes.
Manoli, as your dad calls you. Manoli is up. Manolis Zontanos, Patrick Coppolino, Mike Neighbors, and George Zontanos is in the house. Number which?
3.
Number 3. Here we go. Number 3. Are you having fun so far, George?
You having fun, Dad?
So far? Yeah? Okay, good.
My dad's 91 years old, by
He's
the way.
91.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Not too young, yeah?
Not too young, but
too
you know
young.
what? You look great, and you sit there, and you know what it is? It's all the Greek food. I think
That's
it's the
there.
Greek food. Yeah, keep the heart healthy.
Sure.
All right, here we go. It's a Mediterranean diet, right?
Yeah, well,
Mediterranean diet's really,
a lot
really
of
good
Greeks
for you.
live forever.
Yeah.
We get olive oil mailed to us from Kalamata. I have to go pick it up in Toronto.
You love that olive oil. You've spoken about that on the show
I got-
before,
yeah.
trying to get some of it sent for free. Free plugs. Yeah. Is that why you keep bringing it up? All right, here we go, Manolis. Your topic. Have you ever wished you had a different name? Have you ever wished George gave you a different name? Maybe you could have been George Jr. Or do you like Manolis?
I like Manolis now. When I was a kid, I did wish my name was
not as ethnic.
Yeah, Manolis. Because like my whole entire life, pretty well, it was like, if you go, what's your name? I go Manolis. It's like every time, like, what?
You're like the only Manolis I've ever met.
Yeah, everybody's like, what is a Manolis?
Have you ever met another Manolis?
I actually met one. There's a few in Greece that you meet
No,
here and there.
nobody else in the Greece.
Nobody else in
Nobody
Greece.
else
Nobody has
got this
Manolis.
Manolis.
No, he's the only Manolis.
it's on the island.
No,
so.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
In the area, that's for my
In Kalamata.
Yeah.
Where your people are from?
That my people. You know.
Right.
That's George, the Zontanos. All that one.
Okay.
No have Zontanos, another Manoli.
And no
Just
other
one.
Manoli. You're
I'm the only
one?
Manol. Yeah, I'm the only Manolis that has the last name Zontanos.
Right.
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
I met.
But as a kid, it's not.
No, it's
You
not.
want to blend in, right?
Well, yeah, you do. You don't realize you do, but you just want to like as you're constantly because people are always looking for answers that I don't have.
right.
It's like,
Why? What is that? What does
like,
it mean?
What is that?
Yeah.
I don't even know, man. I don't
Yeah.
even. I'm just here.
All
you
right.
know.
Patrick, did you ever wish you weren't Patrick? Did you ever think at some point that you would have liked to have been a Zeke?
No.
Okay. I just pulled the name out of the air.
I like my name. It's the reason I was named it.
Why were you named Patrick?
Because I was named after Patrick Swayze.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes, the Patrick Swayze
And,
story.
yeah.
Well, that's fantastic.
It's good, but
But
like
it's-
knowing your mom wanted to bang the guy she named you after is a weird. That
is weird. That is a little bit weird. And then you can never watch a Patrick Swayze movie again without, right? I mean,
I
it's
know.
like it's kind of disturbed them all for you. They're all disturbing now.
ruined
Patrick Swayze movies are disturbing for most of us, but you for a whole different reason. George, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I got one sister.
One sister.
Yeah.
And you were named George. Was your father George?
My grandfather.
Grandfather was a George. Did you ever think about naming him George?
No.
No?
I got another boy. He got my father's name.
Oh, okay. So,
The Peter.
Peter,
Peter.
which was your dad's
Yeah.
name.
And
So that's
this
your
one-
brother.
This one's got the wife's father name.
My grandfather. His name Manolis.
Oh, I get it
No.
now.
Boom. And what's my name? You say mean? What's my name?
The Manolis, that's the Jesus name.
That's Jesus' name in
Yeah,
Greek.
Got it. The Jesus' name,
Right.
Manoli.
Manolis.
That's one there.
Right.
Got the same Manoli.
And you call him
That's nobody else in the Zontanos.
right. In the Zontanos
Manoli.
family, nobody else is a Manoli.
Manoli, no.
And you call him Manoli.
Manoli.
Manoli, just short, right? For
What's
Manolis?
and what's my last name? What's Zontanos mean? Zodanos?
Zontanos, the last name be the life man.
The life men?
Yeah.
Like alive. The word alive.
The word alive.
Alive.
Jesus alive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, you go to the Greece, you read that. What's the matter, though? That's the life. What the hell you come in this America?
Yes. What's going on with that?
Yeah.
That's excellent. So you and your brother already, those were family names.
Yeah, they were picked for us before we were born.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What would you have named a daughter if you had a daughter? What would you have named her? Did you ever think about that?
If I got a daughter,
If you had a
I
daughter,
go put my mommy's name.
what was your mom's name?
Dina.
Dina? Dina.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
But I'm not lucky. I don't have another one.
I'm not lucky. That's it. Just the
The
two.
machine is broke.
That well, you are 91, so it's you know what, probably had a good go of it. And Manolis is working his double time. So, all right, let's drop the Plinko puck. Let's have a little go at this. Here we are. It's Friday at 4:20. Our special guest in the studio, George Zontanos, Manolis' dad, 91, and kicking out the jams here with us on Friday at 4:20. Number 5 is our topic. This one is going to
Me.
Patrick. Why don't kids listen to our wisdom? What do you think it is about kids that they go, yeah, you know what? You may be old, you may have done it all, but I'm not
Yeah.
going to listen to you. Well, like you were, I mean, even we, you could go back to being a kid and think, why didn't I listen?
I'm still like that.
You're still
like-
not.
Manolis has been in my life for the last 10 years at least, and he's like a wisdom machine, and I listen to none of it.
You just keep
but I
passing.
live everything he tells me, and then he goes, see? Why don't you
I-
listen?
it is interesting, isn't it? Because learning does come from those two spheres. I mean, one is sort of learning or like reading about it or having someone explain something. But
Yeah.
the other is, man, you know what? I'm an experienced learner. I got to
yeah,
go.
no,
I'm sorry.
I
I got to
have
put
to-
my hand in the fire to realize
Yeah,
it's hot.
I have to do that for everything. I always learn the hard way. But I'm also just an idiot. I don't know.
Okay, I'm just going to let that one hang there. Let's let it hang for a second. Okay, there we go. Manolis, what about you? What do you think? Why do you think kids don't listen to their parents?
Well, no, I think because no one. I think this. It's just human. All humans. No one likes being told what to do. No one. They feel like it's like you can't tell me.
So it's an independent thing. As I get older, I'm more independent. I've got to go. I don't want.
Yeah, and
you to tell me what to do.
Yeah, including myself. But I think with yourself, you learn, and then you try to share your wisdom. Like I say, I tell Patrick all the time, like, think of me as a guy from the future.
Right, I'm you from the future.
And then I came back and I'm like, listen, if you just did this, everything will be fine. You won't go to jail. But he does he listen? No.
Have you ever? What? I mean, is it like?
I'm always right.
He suggested it's because he's an idiot. I don't happen to think he's an idiot. But what you must be frustrating that you go, well, why?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Greeks do this thing. They go like when someone does something stupid, they put their hand to their face and they go, nah, you idiot. So
you
idiot.
Stop it.
But like my best advice to anybody, and I follow this myself, listen to the advice that you give. It's always people like it's always like the people that always usually give the advice don't have the problem.
Right.
So
right.
Eventually you do have the problem.
Right.
And remember that advice you gave to your buddy?
Okay.
It's like, hey man, when you say Patrick, like he maybe breaks up with a girl and you're like, oh, just forget about her. Don't call her. Just do this. Have the courage to listen to that advice when now you're emotionally involved in the situation.
Right.
That's a hard thing to do.
You know what? Because I've always, it's funny because I've always, for some reason, I always got really caught up in not trying to understand, or not trying to put myself in your shoes. If you are going through something that I've never gone through, it's not very fair for me to go, well, this is what you should do. Right? Because you're going through it. I haven't.
Right.
So I can see things, but maybe I'm not getting the whole emotional picture because I'm not going through it. So I've always been very cautious about that. But then when it came to raising kids, it was problematic because I had 2 daughters. So literally nothing they went through was something that I'd gone through.
That's hilarious.
So I really had to start to try to think, through those things, but I really want to understand why, what you're feeling before I would sort of try to advise you. And that's what, you got to understand what Patrick's feeling before you give him advice, Manolis.
Pat, it's better if I just hit him over the head with a crowbar.
Nah. Put the hand up. Nah. George, why do you are the most wisdomed person here at the table. You've been here 91 years. Why do you think kids don't listen to their parents?
Why?
He got it. Okay. He got it.
I got it. Because the guy is no listening. He got everything. He got the car. He got the money. He got the girls. He got one girl. He got another one. That one. Then I go talk to you. Okay, that's it. Don't do that one. No, go that place. That's the problem there. Okay, and see you later. Bye. I say, listen. Why no listen to me? I listen to you, but I come back.
I listen, and then I just left. It doesn't matter. Oh, that's very true, and it's partly because everything's going. They got everything they want. Why listen? They got too much. They got too much. See, George and I understand each other. Yeah. Whose turn is it to Plinko? Drop a puck. George's back up to bat. Friday at 4:20. We got enough time probably for one more topic here on the special parenting edition of Friday at 4:20. Number 2, here we go. Let's see what George has to say about this. George, what do you want your kids to say about you when you're gone? What do you want them to remember?
What do you want me to say? Yeah. What you want me to say when you be dead? When you gone? What do you want
when
me
you're
to
gone, what do you want your kids to remember about you? What do you want them to say?
I remember the first time I've been in the hospital, and my kids, the Manolis, the another one, Peter, he said to me, if you die, I take the car.
If you die, I'm taking the car. Well, that's one thing, right?
Yeah, that's so far, that's how I remember. But another one never complained for it. Never say that word.
Right.
Manolis never say that word.
He would never say that, no.
But I explained to him everything, what happened if I die.
Yes.
So you be the boss after that.
You'll be the boss. You'll be in charge.
Yeah.
Manolis, what do you think? What do you think about your dad? What is it you're going to remember the most?
Well,
he's got a wonderful sense of humor. He's obviously had a blast raising you.
My one memory I had that just stuck in my head when I think I was like 12 or 13 years old. We'd always go to my Dino's house. Remember Dino? All the Greeks would go to one house on a Saturday,
right?
Like maybe a couple times a month or once a month, and it'd be like 50 Greeks or 30 Greeks or whatever. Yeah. And the kids all go in the basement and play. And then every time I go to the kitchen, I'd look in the living room, and my dad would be standing, and everybody would be listening
to your dad.
He would be
telling stories,
and he'd be telling jokes. And
is that where you ended up being a comedian?
That's what I think. That was a very Yes. I pinpoint that moment. I'm like, I was very drawn to that moment. Like my dad didn't even know what he was doing. He was just being himself, but he was making he'd always be the guy making 30 people laugh all at once. And
he's got a terrific sense of humor. You have a terrific sense of humor, George. You're a very, very funny guy. Is that you proud of your son that he's a funny guy? You like the funny? You like the comedy?
Sure.
Yeah?
I love it.
He's done a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's being very nice right now. He'd be happier if I was at a factory and had 10 babies.
If you had 10 babies and lots of money. But you know what? The thing is that you pick up those cues from your parents, man. And you picked up. You love him entertaining the group of people.
He's funnier than me, and he's more entertaining than me, and everything I am is him. So
well, and as of next week, George is our new regular guest here on Friday at 4:20. Manolis. Patrick, what was the topic again? I got all lost.
What people remember me by?
What do you want your kid to say about you? Yes. What would be the takeaway? I mean, you're very young. Your child's even younger. But at the same time, what is the thing that you kind of go, if I was to leave, what do I want her to sort of go, I remember this about my dad the most.
That I love her.
Well, that's a really good answer.
I'm funny.
That you're funny? That you want to be? Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah. That you were patient, that you were kind, that you were invested in her time, that you got down on your hands and knees and sort of hung with her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
If I went now, it'd probably be better.
For everybody involved.
but hopefully things will work out. Yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I'm a paranoid. If he dies, for some reason, I feel like I'm going to have to raise this.
Well, that's it, eh? Is that what's going to happen? Oh, my goodness. Well, then, you know what? If that's the case, then I hope, Patrick, you live a very long life. We all do. I didn't mean to bring the show down to it's got all about, so if you're dead, what do you, but you know what? It seems like a very appropriate way for us to wrap up this Friday at 4:20 with some really kind thoughts about each other. George, what's your final thoughts? What do you want to say? Your last chance. What would you like to say?
Would you like to say anything right now? The show will be done
Yes. Now. We're wrapping up.
I say everything, right?
You already said everything?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I say what? You want to say for joking something or just you want to say something?
Oh, just something. You know what? You've been here 91 years. That's incredible. What do you have to say about a life that was so well lived?
So far, I'm so happy to come and see you here. I don't
Every
believe
day
it, to talk, to listen everybody my voice. So young guy.
Yes. That's excellent. You know what? Because, and I think I kind of goes without saying, every day is a new experience. And it's like, I'll keep taking all the days I can get.
That's first time to me.
That's first time on the radio.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, George, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for coming up and doing this.
Welcome.
We really appreciate it.
I come anytime with Manoli.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Manoli, it's awesome, man. I'm glad that you brought your dad. It was a lot of fun to get to talk to him.
It was. I just asked him yesterday, you want to do the radio? I was like, sure.
Sure. Yeah. No sweat. No sweat. What do you want? Yeah. No, you know what? I could see that he would entertain a crowd of people. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold his own. Guys, always fun to catch up with you. We're not going to ask how to follow your dad on social media, but if you follow Manolis, you'll catch glimpses of his dad. Manolis, how do we follow you on social media?
Just Manolis Zontanos. If you, I post a lot of videos of my dad. He he wants me to tape him exercising one time. He thinks I'm just going to send it to his friend, and I share it with the world.
Because it's so funny. He's such a great personality. Patrick Coppolino, how do we follow you on social media?
At Levity Comedy Club.
At Levity Comedy Club. Don't forget, you can catch my friends Manolis and Patrick at Levity Comedy Club on Wednesday nights. There are shows on Thursday, Friday, 2 shows on Saturday. For all the information on the comics playing and when the show times are and how to get tickets, go to levitycomedyclub.com. It is downtown Hamilton, right above the Anchor Bar on King Street. Thanks so much, guys, and thank you for listening to Friday at 420. Until we get a chance to talk to you again, have an awesome weekend! Woo!